Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. So here go Patrick Beverley feuding with JJ Redick because JJ Redick left a comment saying Doc Rivers, he's never held accountable, you know. So JJ Redick, he called out Doc Rivers, questioned his coaching, him being held accountable. And the whole situation, the Bucks are 4-7, they have a losing record. And JJ Redick is saying every team Doc Rivers has coached, he's never held accountable. So Patrick Beverley clapped back like, the man done saved your career, basically. Nobody else wanted to start you. So Patrick Beverley is saying Doc Rivers gave JJ Redick a chance and resurrected his career. And now they're at odds, basically. They're feuding. And this is my take on the whole situation. I'm not saying JJ Redick is wrong or right. You could feel however you want to feel. It's his opinion. But being that you played under Doc Rivers, he have coached you, gave you a chance, sometimes you just got to hold your tongue. Even though you feel a certain way or you have something you want to get out there based on the relationship. You know what? This was my coach. I played for him. Let me not throw him under the bus. I got a few things on my mind I want to get out, but you know what? Based off relationships, I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to hold my tongue. Sometimes you got to do that. Even if what you're saying is the truth, not saying it is or it isn't, but even if that was fact, just based off relationship, you got to be like, you know what? I'm just going to be humble about this. I get it. He's on First Take. It's a debate show, but it comes off like he has underlying issues with Doc, and this was his opportunity to get it off his chest. And that's what he did. He let loose. He's speaking his mind the same way I am speaking mine. But the difference is he played for Doc Rivers. That was his coach. Not saying him speaking his mind is wrong. I'm just saying at one point we had a relationship. I've played for this man. So he decided to throw Doc Rivers under the bus. And Patrick Beverley had to step up and like, listen, hold on. Wait a minute. Before Doc Rivers, nobody was starting you. You had a bad stint in Milwaukee. You became a Clipper and you had a better career. They're feuding, a few back and forth. As you know, Patrick Beverley is currently on the Bucks under Doc Rivers coaching. Also, when he was a Clippers for years, he played for Doc Rivers. So they got a relationship for sure. And I'm not going to ignore the fact that the man is taking over a brand new team in the middle of the season. I'm not going to ignore that fact. But at the same time, we can't make too many excuses. If you decided, you know what, I'm going to take this coaching job, this situation, you got to get it done. You're getting paid, right? You got to get it done. I get it. It's a much difficult situation. You're taking over a brand new team, new personnel. You got to implement your own system. I get all that. But either way, we can't make excuses. The same way you cash your checks, you got to get it done. And that's just the fact of the matter. But like I said again, because JJ Redick and Doc Rivers, they have a relationship or they had a relationship at one point. If I'm JJ Redick, I would just ignore that whole situation. Just out of love and respect because I played for this man. And I'm not going to throw him under the bus unless I have built up animosity that I have been sitting on for years. And that could be the case. It's either JJ Redick is just being a podcaster, doing what he do, or he has some resentment somewhere. There's some disdain somewhere, or maybe he's just doing his job. But me personally, I wouldn't have went that route if I played for Doc Rivers. I wouldn't have went that route just because I've played for this man. That's just the way I'm built. I'm not going to throw you under the bus if we once had a relationship or you was my coach at one point. So this is what Patrick Beverley had to say. Getting thrown in the fire in the middle of the season, that's really not natural for a coach. Obviously, it's natural for players, and you go accountability. Should Doc be held accountable for playing you in that 3-1 series when Rocks walked y'all asses down 3-1? Should he be held accountable and be like, let me get JJ Redick off James Harden? If I'm being honest, should have started Jamal Crawford. So Patrick Beverley is saying Doc Rivers played JJ Redick in the Rockets series. They were up 3-1. I remember that series vividly like it was yesterday. The Clippers should have won. and they choked that entire series. Chris Paul, JJ Redick, and them boys, they choked that entire series. And Patrick Beverley is saying Doc Rivers should have played Jamal Crawford, but instead he gave JJ Redick a chance. And that's the outcome. Should he have been held accountable then? And that's a fair question. Like, you know what? You're blasting the coach, saying this and that, but you wasn't saying that when he gave you a chance in the playoff and you was a no-show. You was a flunky. That's a fair point. Shots fired, man. And that's a fair point because I remember that playoff series, man. The Clippers were up 3-1 and they made Houston walk them down. And I understand why JJ Redick is saying what he's saying because since Doc Rivers took over, the Bucks are 4-7. They have a losing record. You're going to question that. And the fact of the matter is, as much as I like Doc Rivers, the Bucks were better under Agent Griffin. And that is why everybody's confused. Why did they fire this man? Even Doc Rivers is confused. Why did they fire Agent Griffin? The man had a great record. The Bucks, they were winning. But for some reason, Giannis was unhappy. I don't get it. So they got rid of Griffin. They brought Rivers in. And it's been losing ever since. The team just haven't been performing to their optimal. They just haven't been performing. The situation got so bad, even Austin Rivers chimed in. The man came to his father's defense. So this is what Austin Rivers had to say. For someone who's not accountable, he's always seemed to be held responsible considering he's the guy who's always fired when things don't go right. It's just weird coming from JJ because his best years were with the Clippers. In terms of accountability, your best years in the NBA were when you played for him and the Clippers. I don't know if there's frustrations there or tensions there because we had to sit you at the end of the game due to defensive reasons. It's just very ironic and kind of weird that you have this energy toward him. So Austin Rivers had to come to the defense of his pops. But like I said, man, if I'm JJ Redick, even if I feel that way, based off relationship, me personally, I wouldn't have said anything. I would just let that be. I know he's now in the podcast space. You know, he's only speaking his mind, which we all are. I get it. Unless your relationship was that bad or you have that much disdain in your heart for the guy, I would have just kept quiet. Like, you know what? It is what it is. But as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.